Oh, bucket, what the hell? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gold Rush. I've been playing this game a lot. It's my guilty pleasure, to be honest with you. I've been playing this game for a while. I started when I did that first look tutorial video. I think it was like one of the first videos I ever put out on this channel. It was not very well put together at all. So I just wanted to show you guys what I've been up to in my spare time when I'm not doing farming simulator videos. And if this video does well, then maybe I'll do a small series on it. This is my setup, and if you guys aren't used to Gold Rush, this is going to look very complex and a lot of moving parts, because it is. It's very complex, and I'll go through it a little bit and show you what we do here. Me personally, just the way this claim was set up and where the gold was located, I decided to do an open pit mine here. Works a lot faster. This is the biggest bucket you can get in the game on the front loader. So I use my front loader to fill up one of my 2 dump trucks. You take the gold, or the pay dirt if you will, the dirt that you pull up out of the hole, and you bring it up over here. You can't run any faster in this game, which kind of sucks. Here's my other dump truck. And you bring it over and you dump it into this hopper. This hopper can hold 1 full dump truck worth of dirt. And then when you turn the system on, everything gets loaded up onto this conveyor. It runs up and down into my Glacier Creek, which is the top of the line de-rocker or shaker, if you will. So it's the first step into getting rid of the chunky dirt and getting gold out of it. Then the dirt comes down into here, into these traps. The gold, or the pay dirt, if you will get caught in the grate and fill up there in the tray. Then we come down into the trommel, which I have the old Arnold's trommel, which isn't the best, but it's like the mid-grade. I'm working towards getting everything to be top tier. That's top tier, that's tier 5. This is like tier 4. So after you've got the gold out of that, it comes into the trommel here. It separates everything else. You come down into your miner's moss. Once again, moss mats will collect the gold, and it'll carry on down into the planter. Now the planter is tier 4 as well. One upgrade off of the base tier 3. There is 5 tiers in the game, and it does the exact same thing. It separates more gold, puts it down into the bucket, and whatever else it can't get, it passes on into this right here, which is technically your tier 1 setup, which then does one more step of getting the last little bit of gold out before hopefully you have nothing but water left coming out. All these pieces of equipment needs power. Some of them need water. Over here, we've got our big generator, which kind of floats, but it is what it is. This is where we provide all our power. And we've also got our fuel tank here. Not mobile fuel tank. Mobile fuel tanks over there. But this is a big stationary fuel tank where we can order our fuel in to provide diesel for everything here, because everything takes a lot of diesel. We've also built the water tower here so we can store 100,000 liters, million liters, a lot of water. We need to stay hydrated, so we have lots of water. But if you don't have this, because it costs 250,000, I think, to build, we can run along through here, and we've got water pumps. You can buy water directly to the water tower, or you can fill it up manually. We've got a small water pump and a big water pump, and we are pumping water from this creek over here. This is the first stage here, where you can dig and just put dirt directly into the hog pan, and you would mine, you'd pan for gold out of this tray here. So we've come a long way. To be honest with you guys, I started playing this and everything costs $1 just to get like the tier 3 setup. I do have the tier 2 and the tier 1. I did play with those. I just didn't really enjoy it. I wanted to get into the tier 3 as fast as possible. And I don't like renting things. So you can rent and buy everything in this game. I just can't Yeah, I like buying things. If you know what farming simulator is like, I hate renting things. Yeah, this is our little mobile fuel trailer and a big excavator. We got big excavators and small excavators in this game. Uh, Battery has been destroyed. Oh, on what? Oh, over here. So moving on, there is breakable things in this game. As you can see, my light trailer here, the battery has been destroyed, so we need to get a new battery. So there's also, we'll probably need a screwdriver, maybe? Be a screwdriver? Yes, a screwdriver to take off the terminals here. 1 and 2. And then if we go back to our freehand, we should be able to pick that up. Now we've got a dead battery. So we won't be able to start this because it doesn't have a battery to start it. Also got our dozer up here, and we got our drilling machine over there. That's to see what spots has the best amount of gold. As you can see, I've drilled most of this claim, and I've highlighted a couple of spots because this is what I'm digging into with some pretty good gold. The dark square right here means there's a lot of gold to what I'll be digging next with. And as the lighter you go, you'll have less and less gold. There is a whole menu about that, and I can go over that with you guys if you want. So I'm just going to sell this battery quick. So coming over to here, we've got a couple different pieces. Since I have buy at my place, like buy at my claim, this is where I buy anything from that tent over there. This is where they show up. Got a little storage area, and then we have our selling area. You put anything in that square. I didn't actually get it in the square. Cash register, and I can sell a dead battery for $21. Sure, I deleted it. Oops, wrong button. Sell. Yes. There we go. So I'm now $21 richer. We've also got our winter storage shed. So anything for winter, which we are getting close to, you'll want to store in here. All those breakable parts and repairable parts, that kind of things, you want to put away for storage because they will just completely get destroyed otherwise. So I've got a full load. This is what I normally do. I fill up 2 dump trucks and this hopper and then turn on my system and run it all through. Once I've ran all the dirt through, I turn the system off and then do that all again. But I do need a battery for my light just because it is still kind of dark. So we'll come into here. This is our tent. It's a nice little tent. This heavy duty mining equipment brings up this menu. And we're going to want to go to equipment store. We're going to want to go over to parts. And now every part that is replaceable, you can buy the exact replacement or get a reinforced part. And as you can see here, just at the pickup wheel, standard one is $372, and a reinforced one's just under $3,000. So will they break as often? No, they won't, but they're a lot more expensive up front. Reinforced battery or a standard battery. I'm just going to go with a standard battery because we are coming up into winter and I don't want to accidentally buy something that's just going to break right away. Yeah, I'm going to put everything in storage, but I'd just rather be safe than sorry. Well, now that we got our new battery, all we need to do is go put it back in the light stand over here and screw her on in. We'll be good to go. Put that in. It's no longer broken, but it still won't work because it's not tied in. So we need to get our screwdriver and screw it on in. This game, you gotta have a controller and you gotta have a mouse and keyboard. Doing everything by controller sucks, and doing everything just by mouse and keyboard sucks as well. All the machines operate much better on a controller, and doing all the tedious little running around things, moving things, sucks using a controller. So we'll fire up the system here. I'll show you what we do. You really put that bucket on the ground, that's not safe. At least we know the hydraulics are good. So I've got a couple of buttons that are broken in here, so I can't turn specific things on, but there is a start all and stop all here. We already have some dirt preloaded into the shaker, or the Glacier Clique. Glacier Creek. So I want to turn the water on first, just so I'm not wasting any of that good dirt, and then turn the power on. So if I turn the power on first, it'll automatically just start dumping dirt in there. And if I got no water, then it can't get separated. So as you can see, we've got gold coming down. You can see the flakes occasionally going down, getting caught in the trommel as well. If I can jump. There is a lot of jumping around in this. Now I'm stuck. What am I stuck on? Oh, that. A lot of jumping around, a lot of quick screen movements I find as well, especially when you're trying to clean out all these. So as you can see, the water's coming down, going into that bucket. Everything's filling up. We're at 8% down here. We'll be at a higher percentage up there because I have a worker, another layer of things. Worker assigned to this sluice box. So shaker to trommel sluice box, which is this. So with the worker, he will automatically empty this and put all the material into that bucket there. So you can get workers for everything. Problem is you cannot pick your workers. They just randomly apply, and it's up to you to hire them or to fire them, or to not hire them at all in the first place. So our hopper is almost empty here, so we'll fire up this dump truck and dump our load into the hopper here, so it can be cleaned and processed. So there's 5% by the time we get this whole thing dumped. That 5% extra will have been moved through the conveyor belt. There we go. We are now empty. Take the e-brake off, and we'll run it back down into the pit. So my plan was originally to get this massive hotspot cleaned up, but I don't think I'm going to have the time to do that this year. The original plan was to get all that mined, pack everything away, and do that on a video. So the last little bit of mining, do that on a video, pack everything away as a video for like the winter, and then go to a new claim the spring. Problem is, the other claim that I own, I drilled it originally, and then my game crashed. But I got the whole claim drilled to the point where I realized there's even less gold at that than what this is. No, I didn't drill every single square because I do hate myself, but not that much. And to drill every single square just wouldn't be fun. So if we hop up into here, we can see the gold map. So this is Old Arnold's where we are at. The ones in blue are the ones that I've tagged. And as you can see, we've got 358 ounces of gold in that square. 313, 330, 361, 360, 309, 101, just because I've already started drilling out that square. These are ones that I've already mined out, and that there's no dirt left in at all. Down here, we've also got some decent gold down back over here as well that we could also mine out. All this is not bad. The nice thing is about Old Arnold's, even if there isn't that much, I don't know what happened there, every square has some gold in it pretty well, except these ones. These ones are already mined out. But even the not so great squares have some gold. So almost every square has some sort of gold. Like even the darker one, 200 ounces of gold. That's not bad. 121, that's pretty crappy. But if we go over to parcel 2, this over here is where you do all your setup and everything. I drilled all the way out, and since my game crashed, I don't have any of this data anymore. And most of these squares, there's just no gold at all. And the ones that did have gold, I couldn't find any like really good squares. The ones that did have gold was like 200, maybe 250. I couldn't find one with over 300 at all. Now maybe if I spent more time and drilled every other square and did like this whole thing, I could find a couple of pockets. But even if I could find a couple of pockets of gold, it's still not going to be as beneficial as the setup I've got going on here. It just doesn't seem to be, feasible. I feel like I can personally get more gold out of this place than moving over to there. Plus, then I'd have the whole hassle of disconnecting every single thing, which I still got to do for the winter to pack everything away. But then I would have to move all the equipment as well to a new parcel instead of just leaving it here and taking out the breakable parts. We'll dump our third dump truck into the hopper, which I wasn't super on the ball, hence why blame it on YouTube making this video. Thanks guys for taking the blame for all of my idiocies, regardless whether you wanted to or not. So we'll just shove this thing down against the wall here. Right about there's good, I think. Turn that off. Always got to make sure to turn the engines off because you'll just idle through a full tank of fuel, especially when you skip through time. So I'm going to do this all again. We've dumped 3 dump trucks now. We're going to be just over 50%, 60% on most of the things. So then it'll be about another load and a half dump trucks to get the whole system to about 100%. And then I'll show you guys a clean out. This is just a single clean out because I don't think I have any full buckets down here. I do not. So normally you'd want to run the whole system, clean it all, which I'll show you that process. And then before you put it through the magnetite separator and actually see what kind of gold you got, you would want to do 2, 3, 5 runs, especially if you're not hurting for cash. So as you can see, I've already got 175 ounces of gold sitting there, which I could smelt down into a gold bar and sell anytime I needed. The workers do cost money, so you do have daily expenses. If you rent machines, then you've got your daily rental fees, you got your worker fees. If you rent the parcel, you've got your daily gold rental fee as well. They take a percentage of gold that you get. Sometimes can be up to 40%. Hence why I like to buy and own, then rent. We'll just turn this off because the system is done. And with the upgraded system, I think, but I'm not sure, if you leave the water running, they do say that you can lose some gold, but I've never really noticed that. So as you can see, the bottom part, 60%. And since this side gets switched by itself and you can never get it perfectly, it's at 63. Let's dig some dirt, because that's always exciting. And I'm stuck again. So different people, if you've ever watched Gold Rush videos, you'll probably see that most people use the excavator and just dig out the best spots on the map. And like I was talking about on the other parcel that I drilled that I couldn't actually show you guys, there is only a couple of hot spots. So it's more beneficial to only mine those hot spots. So then you're not putting so much junk dirt through your system. You're getting the most amount of gold fast as possible. But as I showed you, these 7 squares right here are really good gold spots. Plus, once you get into a rhythm with the front loader, each scoop or bucket load is 12% of a dump truck. So it can go pretty quick. The hydraulics are slow on this thing. You can get a worker for the front loader here, which will speed up your hydraulics, same as the excavator. You can get a worker for that. It'll speed that up too. I didn't dump all my dirt out of there. No, get another percent. It's just rinse and repeat. A lot of people don't like this game because it's a lot of repetition, but so is Farming Simulator. So are most simulator games. Are just a lot of repetition. So if this isn't your gameplay style, please let me know. If you enjoy this video, also please let me know. I do really enjoy playing Gold Rush. So if it's a game that you would like to see a little bit more of on the channel, by all means, let me know down below in the comment section. While you're down there, if you do like the video, feel free to hit that like button. If you like me and you like what I'm doing here, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to keep notified with all the content that I put out. So there is damage in the game. as those repairable parts, but I can smash into that dump truck there as much as I want, and it's not going to cost me anything, thankfully. If it did, I would be broke. There would be no way I could afford anything, because it would all be royally messed up all the time. So we've got one dump truck full. Never walk under a bucket that's suspended in the air. I'm going to fire up this dump truck, back it up to the hopper up there, fill up the hopper, and then drive the truck back down here to be refilled again. This is my setup. You'll find a lot of people just use one dump truck. I find... Would it be faster in the long run? I don't know. If it only takes 4 dump trucks to fill it up each time, me pre-filling the dump, like the hopper here, kind of counterproductive. Do I really need 2 dump trucks? I personally like it. I feel like it goes faster. But I also haven't watched too many other people play this game on YouTube to really figure out if it is faster or not. It's just my personal preference. The dump trucks are expensive. They're like $130,000 each. I think. Don't quote me. They are expensive. So if you can get one, that's all you really need to really make your process get going faster. Oh, gotta turn the damn thing on first. There we go. Get the hydraulics moving again. Oh, that's nice. I hit that a little bit too hard. It bounced back. A little bit of bounce back. So once you get your movement going on and get fluid at this, it can really go pretty quick. And you can do quite a few cleanouts. So once you get your system full, you got to clean everything. You can do like 3 full, 4 full runs. I know a lot of guys can get 2 to 3 done in one in-game day, depending on the time scale that you run. I think I'm playing to either 3 or 6. So for every minute of real time, it's like 3 or 6 minutes in game. That's what a time scale is, in case you didn't know, but I'm assuming you do. I'm just, blabbering away. Just blabbering, blabber. So I'm going to put this on a time lapse. Filling up these next 2 trucks. Shouldn't be too long. See you guys once we run the system again. So, as you can see right there, I had a worker on the ST sluice box, so he was able to swap all those out and put all that material into the bucket, which is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic job. That one is one of my least favorite ones to empty out, just because it's tedious and time consuming. So I just put a little bit more dirt in the system here to hopefully get everything else to 100%. I didn't realize it was at 98, 99. We're still getting a bit of dirt in. 100. There we go. So we'll go and turn this off. We'll probably get a notification saying that we're losing gold. There it is. And we'll crank off the water as well. I leave this water turned on for all the tables down here. All the 2 tables that need water. The magnetite separator, the wave table, and the nuggetator. Those don't use water when they're not actually in use, so I just leave that one turned on. So at this point in time, we've got to come back over to here, and since my buttons are broken, this is also when I switch from controller to keyboard, I have to turn the main switch on and then turn everything off. We'll turn the planter off, we'll turn the trommel off, we'll turn that off, conveyor belt, and Glacier Creek. So we turn that all off. We just got one power splitter, the one planter. We don't actually need the planter on either. The power splitter and the nuggetator. I did used to have 2 nuggetators, but I sold the other one. My old setup, I had all those little bits and bobs up here. So to have 2, I was able to take all the mats off at once. This is one of the main reasons why I was a little hesitant on making a Gold Rush video in the first place, because if you get motion sickness, like, my mouse is very sensitive in this game, like very, very sensitive. So I'm bopping around, switching around pretty quickly. Why aren't you allowing me? There we go. I personally like this game, but it's not super polished by any means. The game's been out since like 2017. It's gotten a lot better since then, but it's far from being perfect. There's bugs, there's little glitches in the game. Didn't mean to pick that up. I just want the mat. Thank you. Up here. Oh. So this is what I mean by being a little tedious and time consuming. To do that with a controller sucks, especially since it's a lot slower. So we'll turn that on. We've got power because it's being provided from the generator itself. The power splitter runs 4 things. Runs all the lights. The light up there, that light over there, and that light there. Just to light up the work site in case we're working in the dark, which normally 9 times out of 10 I end up digging throughout the day, and I do the rest of my work dark. Not that great for video purposes either. Another reason why I was debating on doing this video in the first place anyways. But I figured, you know what, I play this game enough, I might as well make at least 1 or 2 videos on it, because it is a big part of my gaming life, if you will. If you want to call it a gaming life, that kind of makes it sound a little sad. Another big thing to note, I've forgotten about this before. Take your buckets out of here, drop them down, and as soon as you do that, before you go and do anything else, put empty buckets back. I was originally playing this with just these, like, the correct amount of buckets, so I had no extra buckets, and I was doing 1 process at a time. So I would do this whole process that you're about to watch and everything that you've seen already once, and then turn the system back on and then re-dig again. So pretty much what I'm about to do, I was doing that all the time. And it's not the best way to go about things. You definitely want to do this step a couple of times before you actually clean out and, or not clean out, but do the whole process. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. I know I'm not, but you'd want to collect all your buckets, collect these mats, or even put down another set of mats, or if you have workers, they'll get auto swapped. which then it's nice. Because since I do have a worker on this one, I can put in another set of mats all along through here. And then when this gets full, he'll just switch these mats, full mats, into there and the empty mats back in, and the whole system can carry on. Problem is, you've got 2 of these, so you need 2 workers, 1 for each. So if you only have the one, you still gotta stop the system anyways, and you still need to collect the mats instead of just collecting the mats from underneath the grills. You just collect the mats from there, which is convenient, but you still gotta stop the system and do the work every time if you don't have the workers. So as simple of a game as it is, dig some dirt, mine it out, it gets to have quite a few layers to it, which I personally like in a game. And I left a mat somewhere. I must have dropped one. Where did you go, Matt? There you are. So this is the reason why I had 2 of these. They're called nuggetators. Because... Oh, let me grab you. You. Thank you. Go in there. This is why I had 2 of them, because I was able to empty both of those while I was down here into one box, and then put them both into their each at a single time. And then I would never have to worry about switching out this bucket, because I had 2, so the buckets never got filled. Yeah. So there's that done. And then you take your clean mats, put them back into your crate, or do them one at a time. It's up to you, whatever you see fit, whatever works for you, you do that, boo. You do you, boo. You do you. And I always try to just get that into a nice spot to where I can just run back and forth and put them all in. Like I said, very tedious, time consuming. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If you don't like it, you've probably already clicked off by now, and I can't blame you. But if you're still here, thank you. We are deep into this video already. We're almost done. Work lamp has been destroyed. Nice. It is getting closer to winter, so more things are breaking. It's that one up there, as you can see. Not going to worry about that as of right now, since we are working in the daytime. Another thing to remember, now that they're all placed down in there, put your grills back on. For the love of all things holy, put them back on. Because if you forget, you don't get any gold. Just like if you forget to put your buckets in there, your biggest source of gold for that whole run, you don't get. Ask me how I know this. Done it more than once, unfortunately. Yeah, just wasting good dirt. Don't want to do that. There's limited good dirt. Now, granted, you can reset the claim, but, you know, takes a lot more time, because then you gotta replace all your equipment as well. Yes, very, very good. They try to make this game as hard as possible. Normally. I'm playing on easy, too. Playing on easy, I started off with everything costs $1, but yeah, they don't make it easy by any means. There's also a leaderboard challenge, so you play against other people, see who can get the most amount of gold. They last for about a month at a time, sometimes 2. Competition's pretty fierce normally. A couple people, once they get out ahead and get onto the best parcels, they just pull away. And my style of mining here isn't great for that. So like in the leaderboards, you'll want to get the best gold and only the best gold as quickly as possible, because it's a race at that point. Who can get the most amount of gold quickest to get on top of the leaderboard to make enough money to get the best claim to get more gold to then seal their lead. Yeah. So this kind of bugs me a little bit. So this bucket will fill up, and there's going to be just barely anything left for the next one. So you'll put this bucket over here. A lot of people also like to keep them separate. So Put that back over there. Fill that up. See, we've got 3% of a bucket, which is not even really worth running through magnetite separator, so that just normally sits there for next time. So as you can see, I have a worker for that one, but I don't have a worker for this one, so nothing highlights. I can't actually use those even though they're there. If I try to put one in there, it'll literally just fall to the ground. Okay, so now that we have everything all done, but we don't. So yeah, people like to keep these buckets separate because they provide different amounts of magnetite and gold. This is the first bucket in the system, which you always want to remember that bucket, in case you do have a worker. So this is the shaker to trommel bucket. This is the mats bucket, and these are the planter buckets. These things. Also, I'm going to remember to put a fresh bucket back up here for the worker. If the worker doesn't have a bucket, they say fuck it. Also, you can get workers for these themselves. I don't have one, but if you do, there's also a spot for an extra bucket somewhere along through here, and they'll swap them out by themselves as well. So you can make everything pretty much semi-automated. The workers in this game used to just provide a passive income of gold, but they've changed that a couple of years ago now, I think. So to get gold, you're on your own. You gotta mine all the gold yourself, but the workers just provide boosts and things. So I have my own separate generator to run this setup down here, and I also have a little jerry can to fill it up. Just like so. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to turn on our magnetite separator. So now we're burning through water there. We're going to put our first planter bucket in, and as you'll see, that'll fill up. And we normally get almost 100% there. We've got 109 ounces of magnetite in that bucket there, which you can sell and or use for an upgrade at the blacksmith whenever you get enough to pay for that upgrade. So I'm just going to run through all 4 of these planter buckets. They're all going to be pretty much the same thing. So you can, I dump them all in at the same time. Some videos that I have watched of other people playing this game, they never do that. I'm not sure if it's like frowned upon or something. But yeah, that's just normally what I do. So I'm going to put this bucket over there. I'm pretty sure that was that one. Shove another bucket into there and just rinse and repeat. So now we'll do the mats bucket. We'll pour that in there, which gives us a little bit more than 25%, but I doubt it'll give us the same amount of magnetite. We're averaging 109. Actually, it's given us more. It's given us a lot more magnetite. I was wrong. Completely wrong. So we got 559 ounces of magnetite out of the mats bucket. So from all these mats, which is just crazy. I always thought it was the other way around. So that is the mats bucket there. And we'll shove this bucket under there. And this is from the first trommel there after the Glacier Creek. That's given us some pretty decent magnetite as well. A little bit better than the standard planter bucket. So that gave us 350 ounces of magnetite as well. So just from one washout, one complete washout, we've got a 25% magnetite. So if we do another 3 washouts, we'll get a full bucket of magnetite, which you can sell for a pretty good penny. So now the wavetable, we'll turn that on. And this is when you actually get gold added to your account. So we'll dump the first planter bucket into it. We'll just see how much gold we get from it, because that'll be equivalent to what we'll get for everything else, like the next 3 planter buckets. So we've got 7.813 ounces of gold added to our account. So we'll probably get the same out of all these other buckets as well. You can dump 2 buckets in at a time. Each bucket fills it up 50%. And like I said, a lot of people only put one single bucket in at a time. They don't double them up. But since these are the exact same buckets from the exact same planter, from the exact same system, they're going to pay out the exact same amount of gold. So I don't feel why you can't just double them up, triple them up. So our original payout will just be tripled by the time this one is finished. So as you can see, we've got a total of 23.4 ounces of gold out of 3 planter buckets. Where's the last bucket here? This you? Oh, they're here. So this one here was the mats bucket. So let's see how much gold we'll get from the mats. This is when our gold's going to skyrocket, I think. As you can see, top right-hand corner, she's going up pretty quick. So we got 39.82 ounces of gold. So we got more gold out of one bucket than I think all 4 of the planter buckets, which that's pretty good. So now we'll get the final bucket, and that was the sluice box or trommel up there. You know what I mean. That one up there. Dump this one in and see how much gold we get off of that. And we got another 25.2 ounces of gold from that bucket as well, which is pretty good. That's we definitely went over 100 ounces for that cleanout, which is pretty good. Plus 25% magnetite. We did have another work light blowout. They're old. It's about that time getting into winter. That's when more things start breaking. We had that one there. You still get the one light, but that one shit the bed. So the longer you leave things running, the more chances they'll break. So we'll just shut that off. Everything's turned off, which is good. That's one full cleanout. What we will do is run down to the store. We can fast travel. I do have the fast travel unlocked. But I figured since you guys probably aren't used to this game, we'll take the pickup, which I've got a nice beaver, a nice Timberborn reference, and Canadian flag, because why not? I'm Canadian. And since we are in winter, the days are a lot shorter. So I'll have one more day to mine tomorrow. And then I got to get everything packed up and put away. Because when permafrost, well, when winter comes itself, it gets a lot harder. The ground freezes, the water source dries up, which I have the water tower, so I don't really have to worry about that the same. Sorry, in the summer, the water source dries up. In the winter, the water source freezes. So you can't pump water. Same difference. Means you can't pump water, you can't do anything if you don't have the water. So I might have at least one more full day to mine up and get as much gold made as I can. I do have all the upgrades unlocked. We're going to hit a loading screen here. Just freezes the game for the loading screen. Makes the game run a little bit slower because we are coming into town. It's not the best optimized game by any means. It's not a AAA game. I just personally like it. You got your machinery store over there where you can buy your Frankensteins and things. So I can smelt the biggest bar possible. I also have all the upgrades done at the blacksmith. So I have less gold losses. It works quickly. It costs me less. Because it costs you money to smelt your gold down, and then it also costs, like, you lose gold because there's gold losses. And it takes time. And I can also make the biggest amount. So if you go over to here, you can see time, cost, gold loss, and max gold you can smelt at per time. So I can smelt, I think it's a 300 ounce bar at a time. That cost me $6,745. Takes 3 in-game minutes. I only lose 6.8 ounces of my overall gold. We're going to smelt that. Take some time, take 3 in-game minutes. Bada bing, bada boom, there it is. We'll use this, just back out of it. Boom, look, nice gold bar sitting right there. And now with this game, you can just, throw you on the ground. Because that's in my account, that is my gold bar. You do not need to put this in your pickup. I know a lot of people do. Don't need to carry it with you. You hop into your pickup, or you can fast travel, walk, run, whatever you want to do to get you places. All you need to do is figure out a way to propel yourself from the blacksmith down to the bank, or even back to your tent if you have it unlocked, to sell your gold bar. Just leave the truck running because fuel's not cheap. You come into here, this is also where you can buy and or lease your parcels, as well as, see, I own Rivertown. I can't sell Rivertown, but I do own it, which kind of sucks. I wish I could sell it. You can't. If anything, I would probably look at Pine Valley or Nighthawk. Nighthawk's very expensive. If you lease that, I don't even have enough money to lease it. If you lease that, it's 40%. 45 additional provision of rent. So every 100 ounces of gold, they take 45 ounces. Expected amount of gold, very high. But also with that one as well, it's the water source is lakes, so you probably won't run out of water the same as you do on Old Arnold's here. Old Arnold is the parcel that we're on. Additional provision of rent is only 30%. The expected amount of gold's low, they say. Dirtiness of the parcel, none. Water source is a large creek, which I'd call that a pretty small creek, to be honest with you. But to be honest with you, I find that there's more gold there than there was potentially on Rivertown here. I could be wrong. If you know better than I do, please let me know down below in the comments. So we'll go over to loans. You can also take out a loan. Once again, the interest is very high, 45% interest. I can take out a $274,000 loan, but I'm going to end up paying a hell of a lot of money back. A lot of money back. Yeah, I'm going to almost double that. If you come down into the amount of payments, as you can see, if I put it up to 24 payments, I'm getting dinged 147% interest. So you want to stay away from loans, definitely. If I need $247,000 now, I best be making $677,477 back to pay it off. No good. Gold, really good price right now. Coming into winter, you will definitely get some better prices, as you can see there. Winter is some of the best prices to sell your gold. Is it a massive difference between the lowest at $1,180 to what it is now, $2,220? Not that bad, but there's $324,463. Sure, we'll sell that. So it is pretty easy to make money once you get the setup done. And that's a pretty good return on my pretty cheap investment of this one parcel. I can do 6 or 7 more of those on this parcel before it runs out of gold. I'll be doing pretty good. This is the equipment store, where if you don't have the tablet unlocked, this is where you'll come and buy all your goodies and stuff. This is your tier 2 mobile wash plant. All your bits and bombs, your water pump, your small electric water pump. I would stay away from electric water pumps. Even the big electric water pump blows up pretty quickly. All your hoses, cables to move equipment around, your crates, your buckets. You need a lot of buckets. Jerry cans, and all your parts are back here. So I need work lights, which are somewhere. Where are the work lights? I also have a flashlight on my person. I should turn that on. There's the lights. Reinforced work lamp, $425, or a standard lamp for $53. Also got belts, hoses, hydraulic lines, springs. There's a lot of moving parts. Drill bits. Yeah, lots of things. Cogs. Yeah, cog covers. Yeah, lots of things to break. Lots of things to break. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want me to do another video or go more in depth with all these things, or even just want to see some gameplay of it, let me know down below in the comments section. It's down there. It's just do a little scroll or a little swipe, depending on what platform you're watching on. If you're watching on a TV, thank you. You can't go down there though. Pull out your cellular device, and you'll be able to find it there. The work light itself costs $179 to get the whole unit plus 2 units, like 2 lights itself. Well, you can only take one of them off. The reinforced one costs like almost $500 just for the light. With that said, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give me a like. If you like me and you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe. It means a lot to me. With that said, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Toodles!